Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? Today we're going to go ahead and talk about the Harley Ultra Classic.
Alright guys, before we get started here, if you guys like my motorcycle content, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now, and go ahead and like the video. Leave me a comment of stuff you want to see in the future, and I thank you because it helps the YouTube algorithm get my videos out there to encourage people just like yourself to get out and go ride. So let's go ahead and start with the walk around of the Harley Ultra Classic. My go-to when I do get out on the road. I just love the comfort of the bike. As we can see, we have floodlight system here. This is great for riding at night, riding up in the mountains where it's dark and you have very low street lighting. I went ahead and put on the highway pegs. That's a must when you're going on long travel. Also as a must is your cup holder, your cell phone holder. That's pretty much my GPS of how I get around. We both got, me and the wife both got each bag on a side. I went ahead and got the liners that drop right into there, so you can just pull your luggage right out. Got a tour pack with the luggage rack on the top there. I do have another bag that gets strapped down right there that adds a little more room that we can take. Went ahead and got a cup holder for the back seat over here. Guys, I also wanted to mention that I went ahead, one of the first things I did when I did purchase this bike is I put new tires on it, and I went with the Michelin Commander 3s. This is a great touring tire. Once I put them on the bike, man, I felt 100% different. You could just feel the grip on the road. I mean, they just feel great, and I've put about 5,000 miles on them, and I haven't even noticed much of a wear down on them, to be honest with you. So, highly recommend, guys, the Michelin Commander 3 touring tire for your big bagger bikes. Let's get on it and take a test ride, man. Guys, before I get on this bike here, I also want to mention that the bike does come with an alarm system, and it comes with a key fob right here. You know, you can feel comfortable when you do go on these long road trips. And tell me, I have plenty forgotten to put this key in my pocket or anywhere near the bike, and I've got onto it, and it gives you a warning. And if you don't listen to that warning, this bike is crazy loud when the alarm goes off. So it's a nice feature that comes with the Harley Ultra Classic. If you're looking for a bike that you're going to take on long hauls and you're worried about security, it's already built right in. So let's go ahead and go over the controls real quick. I mean, it's got the standard Harley knob here. With you got the ignition, you have the axis, which is pretty much just to turn your radio on. Got a few simple buttons here. This bike does come with cruise control. It does have an additional power outlet, so you can run multiple things to it, whether you have something that you want an on and off switch. Maybe if you can switch this to an air compressor, or if you want to turn off an amp, multiple things that you can use for. This is going to be the speaker shut off switch for your rear, your front, and then if you just want it running through the intercom system, then you can do that. Here is your spotlight. This will turn on the spotlights that you see up front. It will turn it off to where it just has the single light. And of course it comes with the Harley radio system, which is also includes a CB radio system. That way when you're out on the open road, you can have your CB intercom system plugged in right here. You can be talking to truckers or anybody out there listening on the CB lines. You can also have an intercom system between you and your passenger. Your passenger has one hook up in the back, and also has controls of the radio and what is playing on the radio. Of course, my cup holder, simple gauges you have right here is your speedometer, your RPMs. You got your voltage meter, you have your oil pressure. Over here is your air temperature, which I really don't understand what's that for. It reads the outside air. I'm not really understanding what that's all about. And then you have your fuel gauge right here, pretty laid out. You got two speakers up front, and you have two rear speakers that are mounted to your tour pack back there. Alright, let's start this bad boy up, guys. Get on the road. Alright, Ubies. Let's take this puppy out for a spin. What do you say, man? It is beautiful out here. I love this time of year. Beautiful riding weather out here in Florida. Got all the airboat guys getting ready to get out for the day. Alright guys, let's do the 0 to 60 going out to traffic. Let's see how she gets up and goes, okay? There's 60 right there. It's a big bike, man, you know? It's not a race bike, but what I wanted to show there is, you know, turning out to a highway, you're going to get up and able to get up to speed very quickly on this bike. It's a heavy bike, and she is a pig, but she's got enough power to get up and moving. So let's do it again. There's 60. So a little bit of specifications, guys, about this bike is she's a pig. 864 pounds dry. You know, for long distance traveling and moto camping, you're probably going to add another, I would say, 50 pounds worth of gear. You know, and that's a lot of gear. And then you're going to add a passenger, which can be anywhere from 150 to 200 pounds. So it's pretty heavy. It's a heavy bike, and the good thing about this bike is when you're on the road, it does very well two up and load it down. I'm speaking from experience. I've taken this bike on a long ride and did take it up to mountain terrain. It just wasn't in flat straight roads in Florida. So, and she did very well. And I like to say that the tires that I put on it, the Michelin Commander 3s, I mentioned those a lot. I love them. Before this bike, it didn't feel as good with the Dunlops that come on there. I put these Michelin Commander 3s, and they just feel like they hold the road a lot better and just so much more smoother. How does it feel when it rides? Well, right now I'm at 70 miles an hour, and I've got no issues. Like I keep this big windshield on here. You can get smaller ones. I choose to keep it on there. I like not having so much wind drag on my body. It's just fatigue. It adds fatigue, and when you're on a long road trip, you want to be as comfortable as possible, especially because you're going to get a lot of seat time. And like I said, I like to push it up to about 150 to 175 miles at a time before refueling stops. Your tank capacity is, I believe, almost 6 gallons right there. It'll get you roughly about 200-mile range. I personally like to take it to about 175. I have found that the gas light will come on with right about giving you about a 50-mile warning. So there should be a little over a gallon and a half in there when that, I feel personally, as I filled it up, that I can roughly get about 4 gallons into it right about when that light comes on. So just a little fun, you know, a little fact there for you guys that are on the road. Your light's going to come on. You're going to have at least another 50 miles to get to somewhere to refuel. So guys, I do want to go over the fact that you see that this bike does shake, okay? So it seems like, I don't even know, I think the era of 2000 and, I don't know, maybe 2013 and down, or 2012 down, it seems like the Harley Shake. And I've checked out my mortar mounts and stuff, and they're fine. But I do have friends that have bikes, and Harleys are known to shake, and I don't know if mine's shaking more than it should, but they're definitely not smooth running engines, and it has to be how What gives that Harley that specific sound that a lot of people look for. So talking about the bike and its comfort and seating position, you know, currently right now I have my feet on the floorboards. You know, they're floorboards, and those can be pretty comfortable. I'm sitting at a very good, you know, seating position right now. It does come with a backrest that is removable. I'm at 70 miles an hour. I did put the bigger windshield, the clear bigger windshield back on there. I just don't like the wind, especially on long road trips, that it's just constantly going to hit you. It's definitely going to fatigue you down. So I chose to put this on actually in our trip in September, and I've just never taken it off. The seat height is 29.5 inches, I believe, on this bike. So even if you're a short rider, you can still hold this bike at a stop signs. Long road trips, it's very comfortable. I have highway pegs where I can reach my feet out and definitely take a lot of the weight off of my lower back pelvis bone, which is a huge help in combating the fact that your legs are going to get sore and it's going to fall asleep. You're able to move around in different positions, so multiple positions for your pegs is vital on a long road trip. So as far as the fairing, guys, it's definitely a very large fairing. Getting the noise and wind off of you, this bike does amazing. I actually am able to wear like a 3/4 helmet that covers my ears, and I'm able to put my iPods in and have a conversation with somebody while I'm on this bike. Having a 3/4 open face and still being able to talk to somebody is pretty nice. So just to let you guys know how well the fairing does back here, it does create a nice pocket of no air pushing you. One of the benefits of getting a big bagger right here is getting a big fairing that's going to keep the elements, not only the wind, but the elements like bugs, rain, dust that kicks up, or little rocks. So now your interstate speed is going to be 80 miles an hour. So let's go ahead, right now we're at 70, and we're going to go ahead and hit the gas and take it up to 80 and explain how we feel at 80 miles an hour. So at 80 miles an hour, it's a little bit louder. It's definitely, I would say, a little more shaky, but it's not scary shaky. Like, this is about as tops as I get on the bike. I don't like hitting 80 miles an hour, but unfortunately when you get on an interstate, man, you're really having to push your bike to about 80 to 85 miles an hour. That is just, it seems like, the cruising speed on an interstate where you've got to stay ahead of traffic and the big trucks. I don't like things tailing me down, so I tend to move a bit faster than the flow of traffic. All right, guys, we are going to wrap this one up. Thank you for coming along with me and checking out my 2007 Harley Ultra Classic. Guys, the Electra Glide brand has stood the test of time. This is a great motorcycle for long hauls, touring across country. I highly recommend this bike. And guys, get out on that road and get out there and get some adventure behind you, get some miles behind your bike. So until next time, man, I'll see you down the road. And guys, get out and go ride.